morning, gifted crafters. It's crafting time.
Me and my friends are having a great time. It's not face to face, it's all online. We're all in our homes, miles away. Love them like my family, what can I say? My crafting show is on, it's my time for me. Laughter, tips and tricks, this is what I need. We're here to have fun, we're all in the zone. When crafting with friends, you'll never...
Live from the Sunshine State in Miami, Florida, here is the Gifted Crafters Morning Show with Nancy.
Let's have a good time. Ooh, time to get our craft on. Ooh, time to have fun. Ooh, time to feel good.
Good morning, Gifted Crafters, and welcome back to the Gifted Crafters Morning Show. Boy, did we have a busy morning. Thank you guys all, and we're really sorry about the delay. Technical issues galore this morning. Well, what can I say? It's Monday, right? And, you know, we just had technical issues everywhere. We ended up having to completely shut down and come back up again after we had everything ready to go. So we did it again and we're back up and we just kind of sped right through it. So hopefully we won't have any more technical issues for the rest of this hour. Good morning out there from beautiful Michigan. Hey, Cindy, how are you? I've seen North Central Texas. I see Louisiana. Oh boy. Okay, Dover, Pennsylvania. We've got New Mexico. Good morning. Lake Ridge, Virginia. We've got Leslie, Barbara, Rosalind, Heather, Sandy, Becky, Faker, Barbara, crafting a dime with Shay Shay. We've got our friends from Canada. Yay, you're back from vacation. Well, I hope you had a fantastic time on your vacation. Share some pictures with us. Throw it on Facebook. I love to see pictures when people are on vacation and they get to see the most beautiful things. And you're in Canada, so I'm sure there are some gorgeous areas if you kind of stayed local. Okay, we've got San Antonio, Texas. Good morning, Jenny. Alrighty, now if you are tuning in for the first time, my name is Nancy with Gifts HQ, and I'm tuning in from sunny South Florida. And we've got Roz from Australia. Hey, Roz, good morning. How are you? Alrighty, so this channel is just all about crafting, and we like to talk about things from sewing, knitting, crocheting, decoupage, quilting, and about any type of craft. We just really enjoy it, and we do product demos, we'll do projects together, or we'll just review stuff, right? So we like to share all kinds of tips and tricks, so go ahead and put your name in the chat there. Let them know that you're here for the first time, because we are so completely welcoming to everyone that comes in. And it's just really amazing to kind of connect with other crafters. And we're here for you in case you get stuck on a project, or if you're looking for something to sell on your Etsy shop, or maybe for an upcoming craft fair, or maybe you're just looking for a little gift for the grandkids or the kids or someone special in your life. It's just an amazing group, and we really have a lot of fun together. So go ahead and say hello in the chat down below. Okay, let's see here. We got Tennessee and Southern California. Good morning, Lori. River Rose from Tennessee. Wow. Awesome. Okay, so we've got a great mix from everywhere. So first things first, it is especially on the Monday, right? We've already had a chaotic Monday because things were just not working right for us. But let's go ahead and grab yourself a cup of whatever it is that you have in the morning, whether it be coffee, tea, soda, water. There's no judgment here. It's whatever you have. Go ahead and raise those glasses. And if you don't have something, I'll go ahead and pour something for you because we've got to do our morning toast, right? So here's the cheers to our wonderful crafting group. And this is our Crafters Society group, right? So let's go ahead and give a cheers to that one. Raise your glasses and give yourself a little swivel so we all have a fantastic day. Oh, doesn't that feel great? Yes, still have my water every morning. Yes. Good morning, Texas. Awesome. Hey, Wanda. Good morning. How are you? Herndon, Virginia. Awesome. Good morning, Lady Bear. Yes. Awesome. And Annette, good morning to you. Hey, Sue, how are you? Okay. So, guess we're ready to go now. Okay, so we've got our drink, and on this channel, we like to kind of hang out together. And what best way to hang out without having some snacks, right? So you get your drink in the morning, you gotta have something to eat. So we'll bring you something virtual since we can't be together. So let's go ahead and roll that out. And we're going to grab ourselves snacks. And I guess we're going to do the food truck this morning. So let's go ahead and speed that down the line. So here it is. There's your virtual food truck. I already see people making requests on here. I saw some coffee. I saw some muffins and blueberries and all kinds of things. Yes, awesome. So go ahead and grab your snack, coffee, tea, soda, water, cookies, muffins, pancakes, eggs, bacon. We've got it all in that truck, and you can have anything you want. It's calorie free and completely virtual. And here, of course, we've got our carrots and kale for our healthy folks out there. Awesome. Go ahead and grab your snack. And I see some people have their favorites that they like to have in the morning. So go ahead and get anything that you want. Oh, Marina says, thank you for an awesome members only on Saturday evening. Great class. Well, thank you. Thank you. My husband is saying hello to you too. Thank you guys who are members of the channel. We did have a great crafting session on Saturday evening, and we were able to make a project, and I'll kind of show you what we did in the end, and we had a lot of fun. So if you're not a member, consider joining. We just have a great time, and it was a kind of a longer session, so we have it in the evening. The members only session, I kind of just, it's till whatever we finish. In the mornings, I do have to kind of rush because I do have to get to my job. So, we do things, sorry, frog in my throat there. We do things in the morning, but I do have to end it right on the hour because I do have to get ready for work and all of that. But when we meet with the members, it's usually on a Saturday night or Saturday in the daytime. And then we kind of just go a little bit longer, and we're able to talk through all the projects and answer everyone's questions. So it's just really cool. All right. Oh, Becky, you got popcorn this morning. Cashews, yum. Was it recorded? Yes. Absolutely. They are all recorded. And if you are a member, you have access to all those videos. There's a few out there, so you can go ahead and go back to previous lives. If you just become a member now, and if you missed some of the other ones, you can catch up on those as well. So it's just a lot of fun. We have a fantastic time, and it's kind of a nice, relaxing atmosphere. And we just, we laugh. And we do projects together, and, sometimes they work out and sometimes they don't. So it's pretty cool. Oh, how did you gain 10 pounds with virtual food? Well, I don't know. Faker McFake, have you been doing the walking with the cart? I think you haven't. You think you've been falling behind there. You need to do some more walking. Awesome. Okay. So we've got our drink, we've got our snacks, and I think that you guys are all in your cozy spot, or at least in a safe place where you can watch. So I think we are ready to go. So today we're going to do a little bit of a weekend recap. We've got a couple of projects that we've been working on, and I kind of want to show you the results of the finished items. And then I got a couple of fabrics and fun stuff to show you too. So won't that be good? Alrighty, let's see. Oh, Lady Bear, you're going to check out the videos? Awesome. That's awesome. You're going to like it. It's fun. And then a couple of videos that we did was, gosh, we've been doing it for a while. Actually, you know, I think we're coming up on our 100th live already. I think later, the end of this week, it'll be on our 100th live. Isn't that cool? I can't believe we've been doing 100 episodes of this already, all live. That's amazing. But if you go back and if you look at those member only videos, like one of the, or a couple of the ones that we've done was when we were introducing our CD. And so we played a lot of the songs to the members because we wanted to get feedback from them, hearing the songs and kind of just, you know, figuring out, you know, if they were good, not good, you know, maybe we should change it up. So some of those, we had some of that, and we had a lot of that interaction. And we also had a giveaway yesterday too. So we just never know what you're going to get. You know, we like to kind of change things up. And so we do giveaways every now and then. So that's a lot of fun as well. All right, so let's get to it, shall we? Now, I'm kind of debating how I was going to show this because this quilt, if you've been following us along, we've been working on the Charming Christmas Quilt pattern. And there's two patterns to this, right? There's the mini version and then there's the Charm Pack version, Charm Pack being the 5-inch squares that you can do this particular pattern, but the mini ones uses about 2.5-inch squares. So it is a lot smaller. This small one is 26.5 by 26.5, and the big one is 59.5. And so it was quite large, and so I went ahead and finished it. I did use Hometown Holidays by Riley Blake. That was the Charm Pack that we used, and we needed 2 of those. And then I used a nice background fabric of this gray and white, kind of reflective of little snowy background. And so we have finished the quilt top. Now, what I have left here is these are the strips that I cut up for the binding. So I still have to add the backing and the binding to it and quilt it. So that's what's left on here. I did have 2 extra squares. I think that I had cut up 2 extra squares here, probably just miscounted on that. And then this is what was left on the border. So they did have you cut a lot of the border, and some of it I didn't use. So that's totally fine because I can certainly use all of this for another project. So that's the scraps that you have left. And then this is the amount of 5-inch squares that was left over from the project. So you can totally make a small project out of this. So I think that, you know, it's pretty cool. And so, you know, you have enough to do something small between this Charm Pack leftovers and a little bit of these borders here. I think you can come up with something really neat with that. Oh, Joyce upgraded to a gifted crafter. Yay, Joyce. Thank you so much. Awesome. I think you're going to really love the videos. There's just a few out there to pick from. So have fun with that. That's amazing. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is kind of just show you what the result is. Now, I'm still was kind of debating on how I'm going to show you this because it is quite large. So let's see how this goes. I'm going to tuck this in because I don't want my papers going flying here. And I'm going to see how I can kind of undo this. I do see one thread. Oh, I can get that later. Alrighty, so here we go. Let's try to undo this. And you can see here, a lot of this, again, it's a very beginner-friendly project, okay? So lots of squares. You have half square triangles. The method is very beginner friendly, and it'll really help to kind of build up your skill set in terms of technique and following directions, and also accuracy, right? Because the way the pattern is written is really nice, because after each step, it tells you what your finished size should be, which is really nice, because not all patterns are equal, right? Sometimes they'll just give you the steps, and so you'll keep going, and it's not until you start assembling the project together that you start to realize that things are off. And so then you have to kind of go back and try to figure out what you did wrong, and where was that step, and what was I doing, and maybe you already made a cut, so it's going to be even more difficult for you to fix it. So there's a lot of little things. So when you buy these patterns, I know a lot of us, we see these patterns and we're just like, oh wow, this is a really pretty quilt, I want to make this. But sometimes, you really need to look at the instructions and really understand what it is that they are telling you, because they can be a little bit tricky. Now, for this particular one, it was talking about half square triangles, but it gave you the size of the charm square, which was 5 inches, right? Gave you the size that you needed. It told you to make a half square triangle, and then it told you the size at the end. And if you noted, the size that you had in the beginning, which was 5 inches, was the same size that you had on the end. And that's not always true when you're doing half square triangles, because sometimes there are methods that you can end up with 4.5 inches instead of 5 inches. And if you didn't really carefully read the instructions and really make it a habit of looking at the measurement, what did I start off with? What am I ending up with? And that'll help guide you the method that you need to select in order to come up with the exact finished measurements that you need. So always kind of read through the directions and take a pause and make sure you really understand. Now, the way I like to do it is I like to grab the pattern, I'll read through it completely, just kind of glance through it. Then I'll kind of go back and check it again to see underlining specific things in the pattern that I think may be a challenge. And then I start looking at finished sizes, starting sizes, what techniques, is it stitch and flip, is it half square triangle, am I ending up with the same size, or is my size shorter? So things like that, things that maybe scare you, like maybe you have to put a zipper in, or maybe like, you have to do some kind of curvy cut. Things like that you really want to pay attention to. Just underline it, highlight it, do things like that to really help you out. But then once you get through those things, like for this particular one, it's pretty simple squares and half square triangles. And so you'll see on here on the edge, I have it folded, but you see here's the tree. And so my tree is going perfectly down the line. And so if I did not do things correctly, I may not have been able to line up my tree correctly. So you want to pay attention to kind of things like that. Okay, so let's see how this is going to go. This is quite large. I think I'm going to need to stand up here and try to hold it in front of me. And then maybe I can drape it on the table. And I'm thinking maybe Mr. H can start on the top and then we can go to overhead, I guess. Let me see if I can get the rest of this unfolded here. Okay, well, let's give this a try. Here we go. Try to drape it here. And voila. Didn't you see the top? Okay. Here is the top. Can you guys see that? Are we good? And then the bottom of the quilt, and I'll kind of drag a couple of pieces here. here is the bottom. Oop. And there we have it. So pretty large here, pretty large quilt. Yes, looks fantastic. I really love the colors too. I think it's bright and cheery, and I really liked that I picked this silverish, snowy looking background rather than just the standard white. I just like how it kind of flows and gives it that wintry feel, right? But then you have the charm pack that really offsets that, and it gets these really bright colors that it's a nice mix. So I was super happy with the result. And one thing I was kind of a little, and I guess because this quilt is so wide, 59.5 inches, right? I guess for the borders, I probably would have liked to not have to piece them together and have it just one large stripe. But because they weren't long enough, and it was the width of the fabric, right? But it's 59.5 inches, I would have had to have purchased a different type of bolt that has that larger size, right? But this particular fabric didn't have that. It just had the regular size. So it was kind of like, oh, it's okay. But no biggie. I think it just looks really great. Now, as a warning, let me just grab a little swivel because it keeps coming back. As a warning, when you're doing your, or looking at your charm pack, not all charm packs are created equal. And they say they are 5 inches, but they are not always 5 inches. You really need to check those charm packs, because sometimes people will think, oh, it's me, it's my sewing, it's, you know, no, it could be the charm pack, because I did find a couple of squares that were a little bit bigger than 5 inches. Not by too much, but just a little bit bigger. And I think it was mostly the reds. For some reason, the reds had just that little 1/8 of an inch bigger size than it needed to be. And so I did have to trim them down. But you do have to check your charm pack. And it's kind of hard because they have the, you know, the little pink edges. But again, for this charm pack, most of them were on point. But I did find a couple of them that needed to have a few trims here and there. So always, always, always check your charm pack. And this one, you know, it's by Riley Blake. So I was a little surprised, but it really wasn't that many. It was maybe about, I don't know, less than 5 that I had to trim down. But you did have to check it, because when I sewed it, I was off. And I didn't understand why I was off. And then when I kind of undid it and I checked, I saw that it was more than 5 inches. You can embroider on some of the white blocks and put a message from you to the person you gift it to. Absolutely, that's a great idea. Yeah, you have tons of space here to do that, right? A lot of blank space. You can do it here on the side. Nice little message to someone here, or, you know, up on the border on the top. You can put a nice message here, nice Merry Christmas with a really beautiful font. You can definitely do that. I mean, you have a lot of blank space on this quilt to do that. You really have a lot. So you can definitely personalize it. And this was, you know, I think I really love this quilt as a beginner because, again, it's half square triangles and just blocks, but it's also a very simple design. There's no curves. There's angles, but they're half square triangles. So once you get through the half square triangles, and I forget how many it was that you needed to make. Once you get through the half square triangles, the rest is just straight piecing together. And so it really helps you with your skill set and, you know, checking your accuracy. And, you know, it was a really enjoyable project because it wasn't very stressful at all. It was really simple. So I really enjoyed making this, and I thought it was a lot of fun. Now, when you lay out your blocks, I can tell you one thing that I would recommend doing is when you are making your selection to do your strips, you want to kind of lay it out on a table or on a floor, on a flat surface, basically. And you want to take a look at the colors that you selected. Because what's going to happen is you don't want to have blocks with the same colors kind of together. You want to mix them up. So you want to make sure that you have that nice variety here. And so by you laying it out somewhere where you can see that you've got different colors and not like same colors together, or, you know, just maybe you don't like the way something looks, you have the opportunity to change it around. But really take that time to lay it out to see what it looks like before you decide to just go ahead and start sewing, because it's nice to kind of see the different choices that you have on the tree itself. And then you're going to have to do the same thing when you're doing the border, because on the border, again, you don't want to have two of the same either design or of the same color next to each other. You want to mix and match them. That way they look nice and scrappy. Okay. So that was this one here. And, you know, it was really a ton of fun to make. And of course, they have the mini version of this, which is a lot smaller. And I thought that one was really nice that they included that as well. Maybe you can embroider snowflakes falling. Oh, yeah. Marina, that's a good idea, too. I do have the little, like the fabric itself kind of mimics snowflakes. Right, so you can see a little bit of that on here. It's got a little bit of that shine, and you can see all of the little snowflakes. So I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, you can definitely embroider little snowflakes here and there, or maybe like on the bottom of the tree here, you can put something, I don't know, you can put like little snowman or little kids playing in the snow, or, you know, you can kind of come up with any kind of little design in the bottom that would be cute too. And again, you also have the border on the bottoms and the sides to play with, because the sides have borders too. So this one has some words that you can kind of put on the side. Maybe you can bring the letters down this way on vertical, and you can say Happy Holidays, Merry Christmas, you know, something like that, because since it's so large, you should be able to fit that on here. I mean, 59.5 inches is pretty large space for you to just write things out. But one thing I would warn you is your font size, right? You have to keep in mind how big this is. It's 59.5 inches. So if you're putting fonts on here, you want to be able to see the font. You don't want to select a small font. That'll get lost in here, right? Cindy said, I would embroider on the bottom, the H family wishes you a Merry Christmas. Oh, nice. I like that. Yeah, but you really have to be careful of that font size. You're going to need to get a pretty nice, decent size font, not anything small. And then kind of lay it out and stretch that across and make sure that you center it. So you'd first find the center of your quilt and then kind of spread it out from there. So yeah, with a 5x7 hoop, that would probably take me a while to do. So it can be done, but yeah, it would take a while. And then for the quilting side of this, there's tons of things that you can use to quilt. So I would definitely, you know, quilt something very Christmassy. And I think it would come out really nice. But yeah, so many designs with designs by Juju for quilting. If you have a bigger hoop, amazing. Yeah, I've got some hoop envy, I think, today, because I would really, really love to kind of quilt this with a bigger hoop, because it would make things so much better. So hint, hint, maybe Mr. H will know, you know, birthdays. Yeah, we like birthdays. birthday. Yeah, my birthday's coming up. That would be something nice. Should we give him that big hint? What do you think? We've got one more month. It's in October. Yes, I am a Libra. We are balanced. Alrighty, so that is the quilt here. And so now let me try to fold this back up, and then I'm going to show you the project that we did on our members only. And let me get up so I can try to fold this up correctly, at least somewhat. Oh, you saw that? Awesome. Okay.
Look what you started. See?
What did I start? Did I start something? Uh-oh. I'm getting in trouble here. What did I do?
I think I'm about to reboot.
No rebooting. No rebooting. Okay. We got to drop the hints any way we can, right? See, my sister always has my back there. All righty. Oh, Flo says cut with scan and cut and applique on. Oh, that's another idea, Flo. Yeah. You can cut some images with your scan and cut and then just applique them on here. That's another good idea too. If you want to add like, you know, the snowmen and things like that, that would be another nice way of doing it. Or cutting the font with your scan and cut and then doing a blanket stitch around it, put some heat and bond on it. You know, you can even position it, which is really nice because you can really position them. Then, you know, press them down with the heat and bond and then do a little blanket stitch around it. That would be really cute. Marina says, Merry Christmas in different languages going around the outside. Just another project for Mr. H. That'd be cute too. Yeah, that'd be another cute one that you could do. Yeah, lots of ideas, lots of ideas. I mean, you can go crazy with this, but yeah, all this blank space, you know, really allows you to just do anything on here. And that is pretty cool. Another thing you can put is kind of like Merry Christmas to the family, and then put like the last names of everyone like in your family, like just kind of put their last names all over the place, or the kids' names, or, you know, that'd be pretty cool. And that's really customized. So that's another thing that you can do. Cindy says, quilt shows usually sell the machines at the event at a discount. Ooh.
Really? Thanks, Cindy.
Cindy, you're just gonna, you know, I don't know what to tell you. But my first thing I really want to purchase is that straight stitch machine, because I think that'll really help my fabric from sinking down in my machine. Although I have gotten better, you know, at being able to kind of prevent it from sinking a little bit, which is kind of good. But yeah, I think that would be my first machine. But yeah, the quilting machines are just beautiful. Jackie said, what did I start here? Don't forget to check out the machines at the quilt show in Virginia. Oh yes, I definitely will. They always offer good specials, especially on the last day. Yep. And they do ship for you. I didn't know that they would ship. See, that would be my worry, is because, you know, I'm flying over there. And then I'm coming back. My mom's going to stay back with my sister and spend some more time with my sister. And then I'm flying back by myself because I got to get back to work. But so I am flying back on the Sunday after the show. So I'll be flying back and have an early morning flight that day. And then I'll be getting back to Miami. So I was a little worried that anything that I buy, you know, may get overweight on the luggage. Or maybe I just got to bring an extra bag with me. Let's see. I missed the comment. Oh, where did it go? I thought I saw something from Cindy about a plate, but I missed it here. Barbara says, brother has zero financing, I believe, till December. Really, Barbara? Well, that's wonderful news. I did not know that. Thank you so much. Oh, this is a conspiracy against my wallet. So Mr. H saying it's a conspiracy. No, it's not. Mm-hmm. It's not. Awesome. Okay, now I see the comment from Cindy. Have you tried putting the single hole plate on your machine, not the zigzag? My machine doesn't have multiple plates. It only has the one plate. Yeah. And I don't believe that you can purchase another plate for this machine. It's the Brother HC 1850. So it does not have interchangeable plates on it. It just has the one, and it's got the decorative stitches on there. So that's why the plate that it has a lot of the holes, because it does a lot of stitches. It does, let's see, it's got 130 built-in stitches and 170 stitch functions. So yeah, lots and lots of stitches that it can do. So that's why it's got the multiple holes in there, but that's okay. We will focus on a straight stitch machine. I've done a lot of research on them, and the one that I am leaning towards, I was looking at the Brother straight stitch machine, but after talking with one of the Brother dealers, they did mention that they see a lot of those machines kind of coming in for repair more than the Juki. So I think I'm going to lean towards that Juki. Annette's saying, yeah, the PQ 1500 or the PQ 1600. Yeah, it's, you know, there's a few out there. So I want to take a look when I get to the quilt show and see which ones they have available. But I am leaning towards that Juki so far. So unless I see something that really, you know, makes me pivot to something else, you know, I'm probably going to be the Juki machine. But we'll see how it goes, right? Okay, so let's get to our next project. So this was the first one that I did with you guys. And then I just wanted to share what we did with our members. And let's move that over. So the first thing that we did with the members is we provided them with a free template, and it's called Country Shorts. And this is just mimicking the shorts that we found when my husband kind of surprised me, and we ended up right next to that quilt shop by our hotel, and I was able to find these little shorts. It's a little holder here. It's really for decorative. It's got some batting in here, but I would be weary about, you know, putting hot stuff on here. I would really use this just for decorative. And I thought that this one was really, really cool. But unfortunately, it didn't have a pattern. And the lady said a lot of people were asking about the patterns for these. And, you know, someone just put them together and was selling them. So there was no pattern. So I had to kind of try to figure out, you know, how I can make these on my own. And these would just be a really big hit if you're doing some kind of craft fair, or, you know, any kind of a event or gifts or things like that. I can tell you that this was $10.95 at the quilt shop. And so, you know, this could be a really nice little thing that you can sell out there. So I thought this was really cool, but I wanted to make more. Like, they had this little country theme with the little embroidered horse on the pocket. So that was a cool idea. But I didn't care for the front so much because I thought it was just plain and didn't have anything. So I wanted to kind of play around with the pattern. And so that's what we did on the members channel. And I came up with this template that I provided to the members so that they can do this along with me. So don't be surprised if you see some people just going ahead and posting pictures of these little shorts, because let's see, we can see what they made with it. And I thought it was really cute. So our version of, again, this is kind of a mock-up version because we were kind of doing this all for the first time together. And so we put all of this and we were able to come up with our own. Oh, Sandy, thank you so much for the super chat. Here's an early birthday gift towards your new machine. Oh, yay, Sandy, yay. You're gonna get a machine. We're really gonna harper on that, right? We want a machine. We want a machine.
I think we're having technical difficulties.
No technical difficulties here. No technical difficulties. We're fine. We're good. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's going to go towards my fund to a new machine. Yay. the please stand by. That's not nice. Mr. H is kind of in a panic now. No, you are good. There is no standby. Thank you, Sandy, again. Okay, so let's see. Oh, Marina says, Mr. H, you and Nancy need to create merch to sell geared towards our husbands. Yeah, I guess we could do something like that, right? Kind of give them that little appreciation. But they have a song, right? Don't they have a song on our CD? Kind of do, right? Yeah.
I don't like this live stream.
Aw, he's not liking the live stream today.
This is dangerous. This is very dangerous.
Oh, very dangerous? Yeah. Oh, gosh. Here's a donation for your machine, too. Aw. Thank you, guys. You're so silly. Thank you again. That's my sister, Marika Sewing and Crafts. You're silly. But, hey, if they end up saying that they do free shipping, because the last time we were there, we got the Caterpillar light board, right? And they gave it to us in a bag and everything. But we got, we waited until the last day, and, you know, they don't like to pack things up. But she was willing to release the demo one, and we got it at a pretty good price. So I did have to take it with me. She didn't offer free shipping on that. But what I ended up doing is we took it back to my sister's house, and then went to like the UPS store, packaged it up, and I sent it ahead for me to receive when I got to the house. So I did do that, but it came out a little bit pricey on the shipping. So, you know, that's why I was kind of like, well, you know, it's going to be tough to get stuff because then I got to fly back with it. But yeah, I'm going to find out about that free shipping. So who knows what I'll come back with. Awesome. A new machine, a new craft room. Wowzer, changing. Yeah, Cindy. It's coming along. We've got about, I'd say about 85% of the stuff cleared from the room. But, you know, with my mom being in the hospital, we got delayed a little bit. But now I'm hoping to kind of catch up. Now that my mom's going to stay back with my sister, I'm going to try to catch up in there and really clear it out and really hopefully give it that first coat of paint and take that popcorn ceiling down. So we'll see. And then we're going to kind of look at the lights. We got to work on lighting and position everything. And then I have to kind of work on the layout and see what tables I can use that'll, you know, really be good for us to be able to see everything. And so that the cameras will be angled in a way that you can really see things up close. So we'll see. Lots of work on that one, you know. It's like our little craft room. Yes, like the little song says that we love our craft room, right? So we'll see what happens. Okay, let's get back to this because we're getting a little bit off here. So we've made our little pot holder here. And so I went ahead and using the little template, I put together some instructions and I kind of did some, you know, rough measurements. And so I was able to kind of mimic what the store had here. Right now, the only difference is that they did do some embroidery work here for the horse. I opted not to do the embroidery, and so I just cut some shapes on the scan and cut. And so I was able to cut the little pocket here and the pocket over here, and then I put a little heart right over it, and then I put a little handkerchief to kind of hang out the side of the pocket. And I thought that was really cute. And then on the front, remember, they didn't have anything. I didn't want to do too much, but I went ahead and cut some hearts from the scan and cut. And then I kind of just, you know, offset it a little bit and just kind of, you know, put them down and did that. So I thought that made it a little bit better than just the plain side in the front. And so I did that. And then I did stitch a line all the way across from this side to this side just to mimic and give it a little bit more dimension there. Now I did it with a white thread here up in the middle. They decided to do, it was a different, it's kind of like a beige thread, but you can also kind of pick, could have picked like a blue thread so that you wouldn't see the actual thread here. How can we get this design? If you are a member, then you can download the design from the link. You'll have access to the video. And we did this live, so we were able to kind of, pull things together. And then all I did off camera was just go ahead and sew the pieces together and turn it inside out. But we cut up the pieces with the scan and cut, or if you don't have a scan and cut, you can just take the template and cut it out by hand. And then you have the other little pieces that you can just cut out yourself as well. You can make little hearts, and cut them out. This, you can see here, the edges of the heart. It's not like a flat heart. You have an option, you on the scan and cut, you have multiple options. You have hearts that are just plain. And let's see if we can show them this one here. So on this one, it's just a plain heart that you can cut out with your scan and cut, but you can totally cut this with just scissors, right? Just folding the fabric in half and then just go ahead and make the cut here. So you have a nice, even little heart there. Or you can use your scan and cut if you have one, or you can even do this with scissors and some pinking shears, right? Just go ahead and cut the edges. So you got a nice little design to it. And then once I did that, I went ahead with some heat and bond and I just applied it here. Now, because I used the pinked edges here, I was gonna go initially and do a little blanket stitch around it, but because I did the pink edges, I'm gonna go ahead and just leave it like that. And then all I have left to do over here on the side, we have a little hole here, and this is what I use to kind of turn it inside out. So now I'm at the point I went ahead and I pressed it, and I'm just gonna do a little hand stitch here, or you can take it to your sewing machine and just do like 1/8 of an inch all the way around here. And so you could do that just to close that up. And then the back side, it's just putting the straps together. You've got the little belt. I did a little design here with a double stitch here. And then I put a little stitch on here. You can also put heat and bond on this. I opted not to do heat and bond on this one, just because I knew I was going to stitch the box. And so that'll kind of leave this open a little bit. So if it gets washed, like this will kind of lift a little bit. And I think it's kind of neat because it gives it a little bit of that look here that you have from the store as well. So it's kind of lifted here a little bit. So adds a little dimension to it. And then again, the pocket, cut that out with the scan and cut, but you can totally cut that out with scissors too. And then I added the little heart and the little handkerchief here. So really cute little design. And you can see here how I cut out. This is the template. I did cut 2 of them. Remember, you'll have to mirror it on your machine, or you have to kind of position your fabric the right way so you don't have to mirror it. And then all the other little pieces that kind of go with this. So it was a lot of fun in putting this together. And this is kind of walk through the steps on how I just kind of dissected what they did in the store with their product here. I kind of just dissected all the little pieces and then just kind of made my own and then created this one here. So, you can do that with anything that you see out there. So, you can kind of just look to see how they made it. And sometimes it involves you unpicking a few stitches to see how it's done, but you can totally do that with any project. Barbara says, my husband said once, how many scissors do you need? When I asked him, how many drills do you have? Yeah. Now he asked me if I want to go fabric shopping. Awesome. So you've trained him well, Barbara. Very good. I'm so proud of you.
Yes,
Give yourself a little pat there. Yes. The training, it's really well, right? Nice job. Nice job, Barbara. Definitely. Yeah. How many computers do you need to have, right? How many laptops do you need to have? Yeah, now you want to change the subject. Okay. See, Barbara, what you started here. Let's see. Sandy says the pot holder turned out so cute. Great job, Nancy. Thank you, Sandy. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. River Rose, I bought the same pot holder at a craft show thinking I would recreate it. That was last year. Oh, Well, you know, it's pretty simple, I can tell you. It just took me a bit, you know, to kind of understand the sizes that I need to cut it down to. But once you know, you look at it, and then you have to kind of think about the assembly, right? And you have to think about, well, okay, if I do this, you know, what does that do to something else? And, you know, you've got to lay out the steps. And so I started laying things out on a notebook, drawing little pictures, things like that. And then it all kind of just came together. And so we went through the steps and we made the template. And so our members are able to now create that. So I thought that was a lot of fun. And, you know, I'll probably make one more just to kind of give it a little match. Might change the colors up a little bit. I don't know. But it's pretty simple to do and really easy to kind of just put together, you know, just putting the things. You can also embroider on it. There's lots of blank space around here. So there's tons and tons of options for you to do different things. And you can see how you kind of just lay things out, you know, and there's things that you can do to just change it up, right? So really, really simple. But it can be done with any project. You know, it just takes a little bit of time, a little bit of imagination, and then just, you know, following through on the steps. So I thought that was pretty cool to do. So I hope you guys, if you haven't joined our membership, you know, maybe you'd like to join and you can do some of that fun stuff with us. So now this week, what I have planned is something a little bit different, and we're going to do something that we haven't done before. And I'm kind of excited about it because it's the season for it. So we're going to introduce to you a couple of new machines, and we're going to do a project together. And I hope that you guys are really going to enjoy it and follow us along. So I think it's really cool. And that'll allow me to kind of catch up on some of the other Christmas projects that I have that I'm kind of putting together as well off to the side. And I'll show you some progress when they get a little bit more done. So thank you all for all of your support. Okay, so we're just about at the end of our hour, and I know we need to get to our inspirational quote of the day. So let's go ahead and see what that is. Alrighty, so today's quote of the day is, "There is no single perfect way to sew, only the way that gets it done." So that is exactly right. You know, we all have different crafts rooms, we all have different setups, and we all have different habits on how we like to sew. But it doesn't matter how you do it, you all end up on a finished spot that you enjoy, and we get them done. So just get them done. If it's not perfect, it's all okay, because it's handmade. So I hope you guys really cherish the moments of just putting it together and enjoy the company. You know, play me in the background while you're sewing, you know, just have fun with it, because it's just, you know, a great way to spend the time and to boost a little bit of creativity. Okay, yes, so true. Oh, Cindy says my sewing machine costs more than my husband's motorcycle.
What? What?
I love that. I love that, Cindy. You're hilarious. Awesome.
What?
Yes, I love that. Well, you know, maybe.
Oh, we gotta go. It's time, right?
I think a sewing machine should cost more than the car, right? Awesome. Marina said you can wipe the sweat from your forehead. The live is over. Well, it's over for you guys, but you know, I'm still here with them all day long. So I'll just keep putting the reminders in there, right? Awesome. Okay, yeah, time does fly when we're having fun, Sandy. That's for sure. And I hope that you guys had a great time with me on this Monday morning. We had technical issues in the beginning, but you know, I think we still ended up with a fantastic time, and I hope you guys have a fantastic time today on this Monday. I will see you here again tomorrow. Thank you again 100% for all of your support. Please go ahead and hit the like button if you liked the video, and I hope that you have a fantastic day, and I hope to be crafting with you soon. Bye, everyone.
once again.